feels like as close as I'm gonna get, you know what I mean? So it was pretty awesome. So if you haven't seen it, it's called Satellite Girl and Milk Cow, and it's a rom-com, and it's actually at like Target and like normal store. If you just go to like Walmart or Target, I've seen it. The Blu-ray just came out, and I think it has the English and the Korean version on it. So check it out. It's really, really a wonderful piece that was directed by, the dub was directed by Michael Cinder-Nicholas and cast by Stephanie Shea. You guys know them, so they were great to work with, and I really can't speak highly enough of that project. It's a really, really great film, very cute, quirky little movie, so check it out. Yeah.
Where do you usually find out about your auditions, or where do you hear about that you're wanting?
So we generally, some people get auditions through an agent. With anime, usually not. Usually you get directly from like a casting director from the studio, and that can be from different places. So it's kind of like a long thing, but if you have demos, so a demo is kind of like a little snapshot of what you can do. You send those to like casting directors, you get them professionally done first. I don't want to say just go do that, but if they like your sound or they like your sound for a character, they'll send you auditions for those characters, and you can get that from like, there's tons of different studios that do different things, so just like, I would say look into the studio first and what they do, and then you'd be like, oh, this is the kind of demo that they need, or this is the kind of training I need, because training is a big thing.
And one really cool thing about the auditions is you can audition for a character and then get cast as a different character. Like for Seven Deadly Sins, I originally auditioned for Elizabeth. And I didn't book Elizabeth, and then all of a sudden I got a random email that I was cast as Elaine, which was really cool and interesting. Have you guys had experiences like that?
Yeah, I think even on ReZero, all of us read for, I read for Amelia, Ren, Beatrice, and Phil.
Who did you audition for?
I don't know, but more than just Ren.
I didn't audition for Ren. I didn't have Amelia, I know that, but I had a couple of the others. So, but yeah, like usually auditions would come from your agent, and the process would kind of be, you take a bunch of classes, you study with multiple people, you know, you would just Google like the top coaches in your area and take a lot of classes, and then after several classes, you know, maybe a couple years of classes, you would start to do your demo, and then there's people that specialize in, they're called demo producers. So you would go to a demo producer, and they usually will write your copy for you, and which is your script, you know, and you talk about characters you want to showcase, you know, and then they'll write a few lines for each, and they'll fully mix it, produce it, put under the music that's original music, you know, that's not copyrighted, and they'll put in sound effects if you needed a little bit of that, and then you'll have this polished demo, which is like a 1 minute, maybe 1 minute 30-second at most, MP3 of what you can do, and you divide them up between like commercial will be a separate, totally separate, you know, file versus animation versus video game versus audiobook. You know, some people even divide it up between like fiction audiobook versus they'll have another demo for nonfiction or whatever. And then you have these demos, and you'll send your demo to the casting director, and you can meet casting directors that they sometimes will teach workshops, or you know, you can network with them at events sometimes. And then yeah, that's pretty much how it works. And then you would hopefully get on their radar and start to get auditions.
But I also want to say that I grew up in the middle of nowhere, so I did take a couple local classes, like just general acting. There's like Crispin Freeman does like an online Skype class you can take from home. There's a lot of like indie projects or smaller projects or like unpaid projects you can start on just to like develop yourself as an actor. And so it's not like you have to just only do classes for 2 years and not do anything like else, because that's also a really great way to grow. So I would look into that. There's like our friend Kira runs the voice acting club, and it's just a really great community. You can even create work on there, and you can get a lot of insight from other people, and they like a Discord. Do you know how to find that, the voice acting club? I think it's voiceactingclub.com, and then they also have a Discord for it.
A Discord, okay. Yeah. So, where's the microphone? Oh, yeah.
So, Keely, you mentioned that you've been doing covers for about 10 years. How did you first break into music?
Well, I actually got into music before I got into voice acting because I would like watch Naruto and I'd be like, the music is so good. And I would just start looking it up and then I saw that people would be like covering those songs and stuff and I was like, how can I do that? So I ended up having just like a normal headset microphone and it was terrible. And I found a way to have the music playing and it would record the music and my voice at the same time. And it sounded disgusting, but I still posted it. None of that's up there anymore. But yeah, I think the first thing I covered was My Sweetheart from Tokyo Mew Mew. So yeah, I started doing that, and then I just kind of learned over time how to mix, like more about audio stuff, and then I also got into voice acting around the same time, so it kind of went hand in hand with how my voice works and how audio works.